problem. And one thing about business analysis is needs for this particular project or particular organization is different from the other. If you are working a business, you working in let's say a fintech, the problem they have, their needs, it's different from a business analyst working in a medical facility. So the problem you identify and the proposed solution, they are different. Now we have a more comprehensive definition. Business analysis, we say it can be explained as a combination of gaining insight from data using specific techniques. So please let's try to look at this word. We said gaining insight from data. Those needs that you actually figured out is not just from the top of your head. You have it's backed up by your data, it's backed up by your research. Then you are using specific techniques. Where we talk about our business analysis techniques as you move on. Then performing the tasks to identify the needs of the business. What are these businesses at this time, at this point in time? Is it a policy we are trying to change? Are we trying to satisfy our customer? Are we trying to reduce our cost? Are we trying to maximize our revenue or profit? Those are the needs. And you are recommending changes and providing that solution that produce value to the stakeholders. Anything, you've already identified the need of that particular project. Now, the changes, the solution you are providing to your stakeholders, it needs to give them value. Okay, fine. You notice that you noticed about the cost we incur by producing this is actually much. How do you intend to reduce the cost? You cannot say we can reduce this cost by getting a less inferior plastic for our water production. You've not actually done anything. What is that thing? Does it have value? Okay, fine. What are the things we can do? You can just say, okay, instead of getting this raw material here, if we get it in other places, the cost of it will be reduced. Thereby, we have more profits to ourselves. So it actually makes sense to your stakeholders as wow, okay, that's what I want to hear. It's giving me value. Any problem or any problem you've identified and you are giving a solution, if it's not solving anything, if it's not giving me the value, I don't think it makes sense. So that's where stakeholder beef. And stakeholders does not necessarily mean just business owners. Stakeholders are both internal and external. It can even government. You having a business or organization in a country, the government is that part of the stakeholders because they can determine what can happen to your business. They can determine how you operate your business. Your customers, the end user, your clients, they are also stakeholders. So that thing now, what is the value you give? If the solution you are providing does not give me value, either me as a business owner, me as a customer, why am I getting that product from you? So for everything you do, the other party will have to think at what is the need for me? Why am I doing this? So that is what it's talking about, recommending that changes. Okay, this is the change we should do. We probably our policy is too rigid. Let's do these things so that our client, our customer can do some things more easier. That is recommending changes, providing solution in that when I talked about getting our raw material, maybe we are getting for A and B enterprise. So when we did our market research, we noticed that B and C enterprise, their cost is lesser than where we are getting. So you cannot tell me to still keep to that first vendor that supplies all raw material. I would definitely go for the one that the raw materials are lesser, so that my organization or my business can get more profit. So now moving to the next one, which has to do with business analysis skills. These are the skills that you need to strive well as a business analyst. One thing about business analyst is even if you are going through other tech jobs that has to do with analysis, it actually broaden your horizon because you can easily switch from from one project to the other. You can easily provide different solutions at different times. Just like I said, if you're working in an hospital as a business analyst or medical facility, the solution you are providing to their problem is different because they definitely don't have same problem. Now we have understanding the business objectives, which is also understanding the domain. I said earlier, what is this organization? What are we trying to what are we trying to achieve at this particular time? Oh, everything is actually cost in Nigeria. We all know that entrepreneurs, business owners, they are all, some are even shut down. So what that thing they want to achieve at that time? They want to reduce their cost by all means. How can we reduce our cost? What is that thing that we get? Okay, an example is this paperless thing that is happening around. I can remember like a couple of months ago, I went to an hospital for a checkup, and the unlike the like maybe last year that from you have to take your card. You when you take your card, well, I don't know for government hospital. I'm talking about private. I don't know. For now, this is the example. So I actually understood that the business analyst there thought of how can they reduce cost, and they make use of the data, and the person concluded, or they concluded that, oh, what are the things we can reduce? At least there are some things that they can change and some things they cannot change. They cannot reduce them. They cannot reduce the number of syringe or the number of injection they have now. But there are some that they can actually change. So they came up with the idea that we are not using paper here, and they were not using it. From the point of the reception, who was your card number? Just say your card number. The person probably send something to the doctors on call there. So it now depends on the doctor you are meeting. Once you get there, the doctors just ask you of your name, first and middle name, they populate your details, and they start asking you what you are here for. So they input those things. If you are to go to lab, they send it to their lab, they tell you to go there. So everywhere that from the first point to where I got my drugs, that the pharmacy, that was nothing like paper. Just look at how much the hospital as a whole has reduced in their cost of running that hospital, and definitely it will increase their revenue, because you cannot say I should pay for drugs and as you still pay for paper. No, now you have to really factor that in the drugs you are giving to me. So that is understanding the business objective. At a point in time, different businesses have what they want to achieve. Then you also understand the domain. You working as a business analyst in a hospital now, you need to understand things that happens around there. If it's an engineering firm, you need to understand what they do there. You are not an engineer, but you still understand the processes, the way things are done. The next one we have analytical and critical thinking. The first one that I talked about, reducing cost by having a paperless policy. It's not just it's not just from the top of the head of the business analysts that worked there. They analyze it using data. They think critically. How can we do this? What are the things we can change? What are the things we can do away with? What are the things we cannot do away with? These are the analytical and critical thinking. You need to think critically. You need to think inwardly. Check everything. Those are the skills. Not just think about peripheral and you go, no. You think about the solution, the problem, to know the root cause. What could be the reason of this problem now? Okay, the reason of that paperless is because fine, paper is expensive, this and that. All right, how can we do this? Then they get their data and analyze it. Thinking critically, they come up with that solution of, okay, we don't want to make use of paper in our hospital, and it's worked for them. The next one is communication and interpersonal skills. Business analysis, you definitely and we always talk and write, because when it comes to documentation, you give it to business analysts. You document everything, or during your analytical and critical thinking stage, you write everything, things you notice, and you also talk to other people in that team. If you alone as a business analyst, you are not just thinking, you are also asking some input from other things. You are also asking input from the doctors. That taking the hospital as an example, you ask them, what do you think? What do you think? So until you then conclude. So that's, you have to communicate. You need to listen. You need to understand. You need to talk, ask questions. That personal skills, you have to be a team player. You give respect to people that are supposed to, even people that are not supposed to you respect everybody. You're supposed to be friendly, sad, because business analysts, they are also like a middleman talk between, that lies between anything, between the stakeholders and the IT team, or the stakeholders and the team that's supposed to work with the developer teams. So you need to know how to relate with people. The next one, which is negotiation and cost benefit analysis. Just like the way we explained further, cost. Okay, when I'm reducing, what if I'm reducing my cost? What is the benefit? Is it viable? With the solution you are giving me now, I'm saying me as a business owner, fine, and you're giving me this proposed solution. What is the benefit? Okay, if after everything, after paying for a business analyst consultation, and I can't see the difference between the solution you are giving me and the way we do it the other time. It has to, you need to calculate your cost benefits and also share it with your stakeholders. The negotiation part, I said earlier, business analyst works as a middleman. That sometimes that you be the one to go out there, you talk with external stakeholders. This and this. Let's assume, okay, maybe you a business analyst that you are trying to, you are working on a new startup, and it has to do with you let's say you building something. So you need to understand the terrain of that place. Okay, you are working on a project. Let's say you have to build maybe the business, you have to build the office space. So you are negotiating with people around there. You need to understand what they want. Okay, if you have this business there, are we even getting clients around? Those are the things you negotiate with people, you negotiate with internal and external stakeholders, so you understand what you're actually working on. The next one is the decision making. You don't just make decision on top of your head. Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, yes, now it's good now. Why? Paper is okay. We cannot just be wasting. Why are we doing that? You need to make a decision that is data driven. You're not just coming on top of your head thinking, well, I think if you do this. No, you don't think. It has to be backed up by your market research. It has to be backed up by your data. It has to be backed up by what you got, by your analytical and critical thinking, of which you actually got it from the data. Another skills is creation of reports and dashboard. This also your analytical and critical thinking also plays here. When you get your data, me as a stakeholder, someone I don't know about analysis, you cannot be showing me figures, showing me numbers. I'm saying rows. When it comes to maybe the Excel one, I'm saying rows, I'm saying column. It doesn't make sense to anybody until you show their report. Excuse me, you show trend. Okay, this is what happened. This is the sales we made last year. I need to see the trend. I need to see it. What is the difference? Then the dashboard is also showing what happened, the result you got. Okay, at the problem, look at the problem. When we have this problem, look at what happened. Our sales is this, our sales is that. That's when you show your dashboard. You can use the dashboard. You can use Excel for a dashboard, Power BI, Tableau for a report to your Excel. You need to be able to make use of these things. You need to have these skills. You need to be able to um present your data, that it will give your stakeholders meaningful information they want to get. Then the last one for this business analysis skills we have here is documentation and presentation. I said earlier when we were talking about the communication skill, you have to document everything. You don't leave a stone unturned. Anything you're doing, you document it and you present. You can, okay, you've gotten your findings, you make your researches. This, you cannot just send your report to to your stakeholder or anybody you are relating with at that particular time. Just say kindly find attached. No, me looking at it, there's some things that if you look at, you might not that you might not understand. You need to have full understanding of it. That's why you have to have presentation skill, because you represent either to internal or external stakeholders. As them, just like the point of negotiation and cost and benefit analysis. You negotiating, you're presenting some things to someone. So you need to be able to present all those things that you've documented. You present it to them. You make your audience understand what you are driving at, the solution, the problem you've noticed, the need for the change, and also the proposed solution. You need to present it and make them understand that. So that's all about the skills. We have a lot of skills, but most of them actually intertwine all these things. Business analysis tools, the tools you use as a business analyst. We all know that we have a lot of tools. I have a baby that just, when he's trying to exaggerate things, that something that is so much, we tell you 1 million accountable dollars. So we have lots of tools out there. And sometimes if you're not being careful, you really be distracted, you really be confused rather. And one thing about those tools is most of them do similar things. You just feel differences. Probably maybe you can do some color here, you cannot do some color there, just little or slight differences. So you have to be careful when it comes to tools that we work with. So you will not just be there, I want to know this, I want to know that, I want to know that. At the end of the day, you will know nothing. So I just have to pick few of the tools. Yeah. So here we have Microsoft Office Suite, we have Visio, we have Jira, we have Trello, Google Docs, Lucidchart, Power BI, SQL, we have Tableau, we have we have lots of tools that's out there. This Visio, Jira, Trello, Google Document, and Lucidchart, they are actually similar. Yes, they are similar because it works like I have the picture of the template, the way it looks. I have a picture here, so they are really similar. Here is it. This is Lucidchart and this is Visio. Can you see this? Can you confirm? You can see. Okay, they're actually similar. Yeah. They are just they are two that I use to diagnostic tools that I use to explain your maybe your root cause analysis, maybe your process flow, maybe your use case, because that sometimes that the solution you are given, you need to, it might just be, maybe let's assume you are trying to build a new app. Probably you have an existing one, you don't have an existing one. Now you need to show your stakeholders, okay, you will see yourself as a user. Okay, as a user now, I will log in from, let's assume this is an app. I will log in from here, then probably use my user ID and password, or if there is room for biometric here, then this place, let's assume we are trying to build on some mobile app for fintech or maybe one of our financial institution. So here you use your biometric and you log in. Now you log in, you click here for a transfer, you choose the account you are transferring to, you do this, you move here again, and you log out. So you can see same thing here too. You can also use this to also do your root cause. What is the cause of this thing? Okay, the cause of this is like this. This is the problem. You validated the problem. You collected the data. It's just a diagram showing you the way you move from one point to the other. There's a lot of things that you can use this to do. There are lots of things you can use it to do. That I said, the Lucidchart, the Trello, the Google Documents, Jira, Visio, they actually was the same thing. Then we have SQL. SQL, it's structured query language which we use to get data from database. Just like, because actually we have two types of data. If you agree with me, we have qualitative and quantitative data. It's not every time the data you are working on will be in rows and columns, or it will be numbers. There's some data that has to do with characteristics, attributes, the quality, um, SSX, type of clothes, things like that. They are not in numbers. So this is the SQL, which you actually use your commands and you get the data that you want. Then our Microsoft Office suite, it's one of the first thing and always the thing that will keep you going. You have the Excel, the Word, the PowerPoint, and the Microsoft Outlook. Microsoft Outlook, for you to be sending your mail, kindly find attach your meeting, your things, for you to schedule a lot of things. Your PowerPoint, as this is what I'm using now for your presentation, then your Excel for report and dashboard. And you all know that we have a lot of things we can do with this Excel. Very lot of things. If you guide in Excel, you might not even need to make use of some other tools that does reports and dashboard, because you can do everything with this Excel. Now we move to the next one, which is a business analysis techniques. Okay, ma'am. Here we have these techniques are things you actually show your stakeholders, are things you work on. They are things that after making your market research, there are things that has to be to put in place to see if your project is actually viable, if that is a new business, and if it's an existing one, the solution you are providing, does it make sense? Is it bringing value to the business at that time? Is it working towards the objective of that organization? We have lots of them, but just actually choose few, because we cannot exhaust them. And even as some even senior business analysts, it's not all of them they use. It depends on the organization, on the way they work. So you cannot just exhaust those techniques we have there. But yeah, we have SWOT analysis, we have PESTO analysis, we have gap analysis, use case, root cause analysis, most analysis, business model canvas, brainstorming. For the SWOT analysis, I have the picture here. This way it looks like. Yeah. So this SWOT analysis, it actually it analyze both internal and external factors that is affecting your business or the proposed solution at that point. So let's assume you have a particular solution that you propose. What is that strength? What is the weakness of it? The opportunity, the threat. Why won't it thrive? What are the things that will hinder the proposed solution? Though the threat should not be more than the strength, but what are the things that might actually affect it? You have the PESTO analysis here, which is strictly for external factors that can affect your solution or your project or your business at that particular point in time. You have the PESTO, the meaning is the political, economical, the social, the technology, legal, and environment. So it now depends on your business that you are doing, your project that you are doing, the proposed solution you have. What are the external factors affecting it? So you need to sit and brainstorm, which is another business analysis techniques. Okay, what are the things? Okay, let's assume now we are trying to build or we are trying to work on a startup that they work on, or the objective is to do, let's say, something like exchange, foreign exchange. So the first thing you do is you need to get your license from CBN before you can do that. So if you don't have that, is the part of the political factor, because government is involved. You need some things to factor that won't affect your business. If it's going to affect it, how are you going to solve it? The social, the population, what are the things that you factor into the growth rate, the age, environmental, does it affect weather? Does it affect weather? The proposed solution, is it going to strive well in one weather condition or the other? If we, let's assume I'm into soft drinks, or let's say water production, definitely, during the rainy season in Nigeria, my business, my production will actually be reduced because there'll be no more sales. So that's the things you factor on. The technology, what are the things that we need? What is the innovation that might come up at any point in time? Those are the things that it talks about the external factors affecting it. Then here we have the business model canvas. This business model canvas alone, it's it can take a whole day or more than that, because itself it talks everything about your project, everything about it. Here we have the key partners. Okay, myself now, I'm into water production, plastic water. Who am I partnering with? Definitely I will partner with people, maybe people that vendors that does printing, the plastic. Those are the partners. Then I'll also partner with not really partner, but I'll get licensed with NAFDAC and things like that. So those are things you factor. The key activities, what are you doing to get your value? But the first thing you actually look at in this business model canvas is the value proposition. What is the value you are giving? What are you bringing to the table? What is that thing? If your value does not make sense to your stakeholder, or even your stakeholder, then there is no business anywhere. Okay, fine. You want to produce water. What is the difference? Which location? Is it where that we have lot of factories that does that? How is my own different? That's the value you are bringing. Or let's assume you want to a startup. Okay, just let me give an example. When during my internship, where you work on Web3 face, we noticed that people the firm that are into that, they actually restricted. They don't talk about all. Some just talk about NFTs, some just talk about cryptocurrency. But meanwhile, we are the value we propose then is that we'll be talking about everything, giving up to date information about Web3 phase, cut across everything. The only thing we don't talk about is we don't do our startup is we will not be trading and will not give any financial advice. We just keep dropping updates. So that is a value. Okay, fine. So if you come to our website, then you can get everything you want about Web3. So it's different from other people. It makes them come to the site to do everything they need. Then customer relationship. Who are the people you interact with? How do you do you have to interact with the customer through your customer journey. The customer journey is also like a technique, though it's not here, just like a user process flow. How do you move? Your customer journey is at what point will your customer be aware of your product? When they are aware of the product, how are they going to make use of that product? When they accept the product, how did they get to even know about the product? So you talk about all those processes, those things that you do about when they get to about the product, how will they give you fire if they want to. So everything we have to be on now, we have to be ready either on the website or the app you are using. If it's a business that has to do with them interfacing online, then customer segments. Okay, now when you're using that web3 as an example, even if you go to that website, it's not just all the news will just be dropping. You click on the one that you want at that particular time. You have everything itemized there. You just click on it and it gives you the update of what is happening on that. Okay, is it cryptocurrency you want? Just go there, you tick on it, you segment based on hashtags, based on what they want to see, the channels, how did they get to know it, and the key. I've explained the key resources. So we have these two here, which is the cost structure and the revenue stream. fine, you are providing this value. I know we have customer for it. What is the cost? What are the costs we are trying to factor? What about my revenue? When you analyze this too, and you see that your cost is higher than your revenue, then you are not going to that business. Even though it's a new solution, it's an existing business, and you are providing a solution, then that solution doesn't make sense to me. Because if at the end of the day I'm not even getting money, my the company is at loss, then it doesn't make sense. But okay, fine. Okay, this cost, just few costs we are just incurring. Wow, we will get our revenue. Okay, that's nice. Then okay, let's go with the proposed solution. That's all about business project canvas. It's actually a wide. When I was in my academy, I think it's like 2 days that we use in learning this alone, because it's so wide, and you need to understand every bit of it. Now we have the most analysis here. The proposed solution is that, or if words for an existing organization and for a new one, what is the mission of your project? What is the mission of your business? What is the mission of the solution you are giving me? Okay, let's assume it's a new policy. Okay, why are we using that policy? Why? I just want our customers to be satisfied. Okay, when they're satisfied, they bring very well. That's good. What's the objective? If they are satisfied, they bring another person. Then we are making money. The strategy we use. How do you go about it? You don't just bring a new policy that will not be friendly to them. How do you go about it? Okay, you start introducing maybe bit by bit. Probably if it's let's assume it's a new policy that's to do with banking activities. Okay, we have some people that we onboard this new, or that we start telling our customers the new things. That's the strategy, because it will not be sudden to them. Then the tactics you also go about it. How do you treat? How will your strategy? How will it be executed? Let me see the other ones I didn't talk about here. Then this gap analysis. Let me just talk about this gap analysis. Is one of the tool that the techniques that a business analyst used to almost every time. Okay, it's just what happened. The analysis of what happened, the current status, and the proposed status. What happened when we were doing this? What will happen when we are doing that? That is what this is all about. The use case too is I've explained when I was explaining the Lucy chart Trello. Is just how is customer going to get this thing? How are you going to get this done? And let's go to the differences between business analyst and data analyst. Oftentimes, people do mix it up, and one of the funniest things is the two roles can actually, one person can actually do that role. One person can, we have some organization that they will employ you as a business analyst. Before you know it, they turn you into data analyst. Some they will turn you to, they will employ you as a data analyst. Before you know it, you'll be doing the work of business analyst. But in some organization that they actually follow these things, you have little differences. Here, I said a business analyst understands and solves a business problem and validates the business requirements that mediate between the IT team and stakeholders. The difference between business analyst and data analyst simply is because the business analyst look at it from the business angle. How are we generating money? How are we making money? How are we reducing costs? For data analysts, they gather and process large data sets, after which they analyze the collected data to unravel useful business insight. Fine, they are also getting the data required for the objective of that particular business. The data is available. You want the data, but they don't check about, or they don't look at the monetary part. They don't look at that. You cannot see something that has to do with that business for their canvas as a data analyst. They don't work with that. They don't do their cost and benefit analysis. They don't do that. They just get the right data that you need to that works towards the objective of the organization, of what you want to get at that particular time. Another difference here is, I said, business analysts identify business needs. objective and works with development team. Why data analysts understand the business requirements. I explained it before, and they collect data through querying. This querying can that they use it through SQL. Then just have I'm trying to be fast. Just a picture of the difference here. And we've actually explained these things earlier on. Business analyst refers to a person who uses data to employ concrete and practical decision in business. Data analysis refers to a person tasked with collecting, processing, and analyzing already available data and producing vital insight that can improve business efficacy. So on their roles, look at it, they're actually different. This is just about data, and the product, the process, the services. That is for the business analyst. Then the importance, they identify the weakness, just like our definition. When we talk about business analysts, they look at the need for the organization at that point, how they want to get it. They identify the weakness in organizational procedures and drives organizational growth through the analysis and measurement of growth. Then the data analysis, the important is that they gather information and create actionable strategies for new and business opportunities. Then the background, well, this background is actually immaterial to me because I believe if you want to do anything, you can actually do it. But if you me working as a business analyst, I don't have the knowledge of programming before now. Well, I worked with some statistical tools while in school, but it's not about because I did not study this or because I know that I can't do it. We all can do anything we want once we have our mind there, once we have the passion, and once we have the patience and we're consistent with it, so we can get everything we want to get. That's the last slide for today. So do you have any question?
Oh, I was planning you are going to share with us how to position ourselves to gain internship. Say
Okay.
I've learned some of these tools and I want to get an internship so that I can practicalize what I've learned.
Okay.
About that.
All right. Do you have any other question that's close to that? So we take it together.
After that
You
one,
said?
after that, if you have any recommended, will I say, course or what you would like us to courses you would like us to learn to get started as a business analyst, you have a recommend like this course you are recommending it. Though I have mine, I would also share it with them on the group. That's just the two things.
Okay. Do you have any other question? Okay. For the let me start with the recommendation. Well, I actually got training in Garden Academy. It's online, it's on LinkedIn, and I think they are starting their course maybe end of this month. Garden Academy. It's online. It's you
You
said?
can drop the name on the group.
Okay, yeah, I will do that. I'll do that. So they have the Garden Academy. That's where I got trained, and well, fortunate for us that I was talking about the project we work on. We worked on a startup project, which we have group of 8 people, the business analysts and the product designers. So we choose we choose the project we want. We not choose. We are actually asked to choose, and if we're grouped based on the number of people that want that courses. That then I worked on um, a startup which is Web3, having the up to date information about Web3, everything about Web3. So I did not really seek for that. I did not start searching for that. But it's actually available once you have the right skills, you've gotten the knowledge and you've been practicing. Because one thing about these things, you actually need to practice what you think you can do at a particular time. If you try doing it tomorrow, or let's say if you try doing it maybe after a month, you might not be able to get the right thing. So you have to be actually consistent and be patient with it. So we have all of most of all these things online on Twitter. Just make use of your Twitter very well, make use of your LinkedIn. Then you optimize your LinkedIn page. So even some companies that need interns can easily check your profile. And there are some people that are lucky like that. They check your profile and they probably have like an interview chat with you if you are interested, and they will take you. So that's one for the then the recommend the internship part. So the recommendation, I will send the link to the group now. Garden Academy, we have lots of them actually. Even after that, you still keep learning. After that, you still keep learning. And one thing about Garden Academy is they actually give room for cross learning, because it's not just a recorded video, just life like this. They teach you how to do it. You work with other people. You leave things that you don't even understand why you're having that class. You can easily go to your group and do that, because by maybe like after a month you'll be given different projects. While I was learning, I worked on something that has to do with loan applications. So I worked something that has to do with retail too before my final project. So they keep giving projects and excuse me, and give you room for you to cross learn from each other. And we have some free ones. Excuse me, please. We have some free courses online. Simply Learn. Can just start with that. Maybe like 4 hours courses is actually Learn. Then Coursera too. You can apply for financial aid and
Okay.
learn from there.
Okay, yeah. Somebody asked a question on the group. Uzo, sorry, Yetunde, sorry for that. Uzo, she said, can you merge being a business analyst and data analyst at the same time, or is it better to start on first before another? So I think I can answer that question.
Okay.
Data, maybe you should answer it.
No, no, no. I said okay. No, after now.
Well, like she said, the two are intertwined. As a business or data analyst, you can actually migrate, or as a business analyst, can easily data analyst. Both of you are using data to make decisions. So once you know one of the tools like Excel, Power BI, SQL, them are needed for both a business analyst and a data analyst. So it's really something you could migrate from one to another, or learn this one and switch to the other, or something like that. So I think they are both intertwined. I don't know if I answered correctly.
Yeah, you are right. But I think we should for understanding the domain, that is the different organization at the same time. To me, I can say that maybe just it might just be like few courses, just like says learn, maybe like 4 hours, 4 hours course. So I just have what it's all about. So when you are making your all these tools, then you understand, okay, these tools I can use it to get business insight. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So to me,
Yeah.
I would really recommend starting with business analysis, because it gives you that room to think wide about the about the data you have.
Okay. Thank you. Yetunde. The thing is, another person asked a question in the group courses. So I am going to recommend some course. You find the link to the course in the description of this video. I have we have Google Data Analytics course where you learn basically, like say, most of these skills like SQL, Power BI, Excel, and thanks to Google that they made it that you can apply for financial aid and get this for free. Get the certificate for free. It's worth some dollars. And there is another. Okay, I just dropped a link on the group. This first man, I think some of their courses are discounted. If you also go to Udemy and search for business analysis course, you also see some. You will also see some. And I think if I want to, there is this free online course like Skill Up that simply learn. One thing about simply learn is I think you need to know Excel. If you go to simply learn, if you go to simply learn to learn business analysis and you don't have any knowledge of Excel, it's going to be funny. You won't understand what they are doing. So
No, no. That for basics, it's just about the tools. They just give you that understanding of business analysis for the basis.
mm,
So that they didn't talk about Excel, they didn't talk about anything. They just make you understand the basics. I'm even doing one now. It's just my free time. That one too. That's nothing like Excel there. It's not Excel class there. But the one that
okay,
is basics business analysis.
there was one I took, business analysis in Excel. I'll be business analytic in Excel.
Yeah, that one is different. So all
So
these ones are new.
so yeah. But if you have your time, I would prefer you get Google Data Analytics certificate. I think that's the best. You learn a lot of data analytics skill if you want to go into data analytics or business analytics. So so Yetunde, hello Yetunde, are you there?
So
Yes.
since we don't have any other question, thank you for having me here.
Right. Thank you so much for sharing with us. Till next time. Goodbye everyone.